been working non-stop, I'm trying to get my paper up. Making bangers every day like I'm signed to a label, son. Get the money 8 ways like I'm an octopus, son. Can't stay at the crib laying up like I'm this good for what? What's good, y'all, man? It's the hottest, illest, most latest nigga on the tube, you dig what I'm saying? It's your man Suave, and I'm back with another banger, you dig what I'm saying? Now today, I seen a video pop up on my algorithm, you dig what I'm saying? It says the tragic rise of Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin, I mean, if y'all don't know, that nigga is one of the best producers of this generation, bro. He's like that, for lack of better words. He been out here killing shit since over 10 years now, bro. Shit might be going on 15, I don't know. But like, comment, subscribe if you know. Let's get into it. Why is it a tragic rise? Is it a fast rise and now he's on the downhill? Nah, because he just did the Future Metro and Future album. I don't know. Let's get into it.
3 #1 albums under his belt and counting, Metro Boomin is arguably the top producer in the entire game. Every time you hear one of his iconic producer tags, it basically became a stamp of quality. However, what's made his success in recent years even more incredible is that he's achieved it during the lowest moment of his entire life. Because even though his professional accomplishments are important to him, he'd give it all up just to have one person back in his life. My name is Luesta, and today we're looking at how Metro Boomin turned tragedy into triumphs. Over the course of an iconic run at the top of the pecking order of producers, Metro has become one of the biggest names to ever sit behind the board. Over the years, he's
the infamous Metro look with the bandana to the side and the flat top. Oh man,
worked with.
When you see that, you know you about to hear some bangers, bro. If you're on Metro, don't trust you how much you. Hey, jumping, there was something. Hey, woo. Come on, man.
So many megastars that he even has a hard time giving you the full list of who's graced one of his trademark beats.
Name some of the artists you work with for those that don't know.
Future, of course.
Yeah.
Thug, 21 Savage, Travis Scott, Drake, Kanye.
What's crazy is that barely even
people who made
nigga work with everybody. Weekend, you got motherfucking who else? Singers, you work with Chris Brown. Like, I feel like even maybe DJ Mustard. I mean, not
even skims the
DJ
surface of the legends he's tapped in with. Possessing more platinum plaques at 29 years old than most people obtain over a 3-decade career, Metro is truly one of the best to ever load up Fruity Loops and try to make a beat. But this whole journey might have looked very different if it weren't for his mom, Leslie Wayne. And unfortunately for Metro, she would become his greatest influence and motivator both in life and death. When Metro talks about his origins as a producer...
Wait, his mom's passed? Damn, bro.
The story goes that it all started when he was in middle school.
Playing music my whole life, so, you know, growing up, I always wanted to be a rapper at first. In order to do that, I needed some beats, so I started to make my own beats. And at that time, I was 13, like, even seeing the success of, like, Soulja Boy and his own beats, it was like, it's possible.
Damn.
10th grade, I started to, you know, get some traction with people online and out of town, started making trips to Atlanta.
Yo, that's a fact, though. That's a fact. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I used to take YouTube beats, bro, and I used to rap over the bitches and clip the tag out. Bro, I used to be that guy, but I had to actually go on Fruity Loops because I was tired of paying for leases. I was tired of trying to, you know what I mean, make sure another nigga don't got my beat. You dig what I'm saying? So if I make it myself, ain't nobody got it. So I locked in and I learned how to, that's how I started producing too, bro. And now I'm producing for other people as well. So that shit, that's true facts though. Niggas
Considering he was only 15 years of age at the
on,
time,
right?
getting there from St. Louis would have been impossible without someone in his corner. It was his mom who was his chaperone on early trips to the A before the whole family would eventually move down there.
I remember when I was in prison, I was reading the Fader magazine, I was reading about how Metro mom used to take him all the way to Atlanta.
Right.
The article came out like 2016, I'm in the penitentiary, I'm reading that shit, and you just was like, man, I'm out here, I'm grinding, man. We getting down, man. We going to fuck to the A to make it happen. And now, you done made beats for for everybody.
But while that was a selfless move from his mom, this wasn't the only way that she influenced his career. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for Metro being so determined to get her on his team, he might never have tried his hand at making beats in the first place.
You know, being a rapper back then or saying you want to be a rapper back then is not the same as today.
No.
You know, back then you say that, your mama, your grandmama, aunties, like, what did you talking about? Like, go to school, like, you tripping.
You'll never make it, like.
I had kind of finessed it to like ease it in, and I would always just tell them like, I want to be a music producer. It just sounded like some business.
Knowing that his mom wanted to make good on his potential, Leslie later revealed in an interview with the
saying you want to be a rapper is like, alright, but when you change it to music producer, it's like, oh shit, like you about to, you dig what I'm saying? This nigga about to construct the whole business of this song. Like he about to do it. It do sound way better though. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, I don't even like saying rapper. Like I like calling myself an artist too. So yeah, I think rapper is just recycled, used, and it got a bad stain on it because everybody, literally everybody in the world wants to just be a rapper. They don't got no music experience. They don't got no love for it. Niggas don't even know how to write it. But they just want to be a rapper. Like, I mean, they're more impressed with the lifestyle and the idea of rapping songs and having fans. But they don't really, you know what I mean? Niggas don't got love for this shit for real, bro.
The Fader that a young Metro really put the work in to convince her that the dream was feasible. I came home from work and he was waiting for me, ready for a business meeting, she said in 2015. He had a green folder with information on all the people he wanted to work with. He printed it out from the internet and he left me with the folder overnight so I could go through it. He was so prepared. Now that she was convinced to make the grueling 17-hour round trips with him every weekend, Leslie became a part of the hip hop scene too. And once he signed up to Morehouse College to study business, she and the whole fam moved down. We wasn't smoking in the studio back then because his mom was coming in, said OJ the Juice Man of those early sessions. Although his mom initially tried to keep him in college, the success of his work on track
whole brick, half a brick, aye, come on, if you know, you know, man.
Like Future's Karate Chop and seeing the impact his tracks had on the city meant that soon he was making beats full time. Even though she didn't necessarily agree, she still supported him, and according to Metro, it was Leslie who always told him not to sell his masters and keep as much ownership of his music as he could.
Shout out,
young, and I always say I want to be a music. Before I even knew what masters was or your masters was, my mama growing up, she always be like, never sell your masters. She always said that forever. Never even knew what that shit was back then.
Despite Leslie's concerns, Metro's gamble clearly paid off. From his work on classics like Savage Mode and Without Warning, to his own star-studded debut project, Not All Heroes Wear Capes, Metro went from a talented outsider to the most sought-after producer in hip-hop. He even launched his own label, Boomin Worldwide, in 2018. Interestingly, it was around this time that Metro decided to sit back for a couple of years. Because after having such a high degree of success, the last thing he wanted to do was let his sound get played out.
It's strategic fall back, but you know, the world don't know your plan. So a fall back will look like a fall off. You know what I'm saying?
You know what you was doing.
But of course I knew what I was doing.
Make yourself exclusive. Right.
And what always happened, like I said, I'm a student in the game, bro. I study this shit to a T, dot to I, like study this shit. So it's like, it'll be a hot producer. And of course you get on and all these people are calling you, all the biggest are, everybody's calling you.
Right.
Of course you're gonna pick up for everybody. Of course you're gonna try to do everything, but it's like they just use you up, burn you up, burn everything out, and just like, all right, what's next?
Facts.
You know, and I didn't want that to happen.
Although he went as far as to call himself retired for a little while, Metro eventually came back in 2020 with the commercial and critical success of Savage Mode 2 before teasing his own solo return throughout 2021. But while he was preparing to return to the game with a new album, his life would be shattered by a senseless crime.
TMZ is reporting the mother of a St. Louis producer and rapper is dead after an apparent murder-suicide in Atlanta. Leland Wayne, known as Metro Boomin, thanked his mother for his entry into the music business, about her loss to the community and the young entertainer.
Her life was taken Friday in Atlanta, according to TMZ, at the hands of her husband, who took his own life thereafter.
In June of 2022, Metro lost his biggest inspiration when Leslie was killed by his stepfather before he later turned the weapon on himself. As soon as the news broke, the rap...
I never knew that shit. Oh, nah. That's probably why he took a break. He needed to cope with every... Fucking, what the fuck? Your stepfather killed your mother. And then he offed himself. Bro, at the prime of your career and some shit like that happens, bro, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Oh, that's wild, bro. Damn, Metro. That's crazy, bro. Strong, man. Stay strong. I didn't even know about that shit.
Community paid tribute to his mom and let Metro know that they were all
Question.
That's crazy, bro. I couldn't imagine that shit, bro.
praying for him. In addition to his fellow artists expressing their concern,
He can't even put hands to the man.
his fans did too, saying things like, "Man, I hope he's doing okay, especially the way she passed away." Suddenly left without one person who believed in him like no other, Metro went quiet until July, when he finally spoke out with a simple message to his followers. "Please love and appreciate your parents while they are here," he wrote on IG. "I'd give anything in the world to speak to my mom again. Crying every day is the new normal." In August of 2022, he would pour his heart out to the world once again. "My mom was and still is my best friend in the universe, and anybody who really knows me knows I've always been a mama's boy my whole life. This gotta be what hell feel like, cause it's like my soul just burning and everything around me constantly burning." Even though his heart was breaking, Metro knew that Leslie Wayne didn't raise a quitter. She raised a fighter. She raised a fighter who would bring his dreams to life no matter what he was feeling. With the help of some real friends, Metro began building what would become a landmark moment in his career with 2022's Heroes and Villains, a record which would go on to outstream records including Drake and 21 Savage's Her Loss. In every way, it was an album that was born out of the most difficult period of his life, and with the help of his aunt, he realized that he had to use the anguish he felt as fuel for the art. She was like, "Everything you're feeling right now, you could channel that." That's when a lot of the most impactful art in music has ever been made. As beautiful as that was from his family member, the fact that he almost lost it because of Gunna's clumsiness didn't really help.
Gunna in the studio. And I had my laptop, it was my Windows one right here. And I had like this shirt jacket type thing on, but he had a cup by the laptop. And I got up, like, turn around and do something, and it knocked the whole cup over my whole keyboard, computer, everything. I turn around.
Warner, what the fuck? Gunna. Do you know how much money that could have cost us? Do you know how many hits was in that fucking computer? And if these is inspired hits after the situation with his moms and shit, we might have to throw hands. We might have to throw. Oh my gosh, that's. God damn it, Gunna. Lucky I got some hits for you on this motherfucker. I would have kicked you out of my studio, man.
And it's just Drake all over the fucking keyboard, my whole computer. Damn. And this is why I'm working on Heroes though. While I'm working on it, a lot of shit is on there. So like, bro, I felt like I was dying right then.
After all of the agony and moments of indecision he felt on the road to releasing the project, it definitely paid off. Seen as one of the best albums of the year and a record that helped bring the trap sound out of its funk, Metro was at the top of the game once again. But still, he carried the pain with him even as he obtained the greatest successes of his career. And even as everyone praised the record, the only approval he really wanted was his mom's. Instead of being able to talk to her, he shared some of the encouraging texts she'd sent before she tragically passed on. "Take your time, son. Give your best to your own. Show them you are still number one and that no shade can hide your shine. Let them shake hands with the reality of number two." Boom. Although he rightfully claimed his spot back at the top just as his mom predicted, Metro never let her leave his mind or even his neck thanks to a new chain. Rather than let the sadness overtake him, Metro continued to throw himself into his work and executively produced an album.
Who is Becky over there with Metro? Over there throwing her fingers up like she with the
sadness overtaken. Metro continued to throw himself into his work and executively produced an album of music for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse that peaked at number 5 on the Billboard charts. But as his success continued to grow, he wanted to pay homage to the person that got him there. And as a result, he launched what is now known as Single Moms Are Superheroes, an annual celebration in his hometown of St. Louis, which pays tributes to parents just like Leslie. But that wasn't all. As this act of kindness led to the creation of Metro Boomin Day in his hometown. Celebrated for his prestigious accomplishments and contributions to the music industry, this was understandably an emotional time for Metro. And once again, he traced it all back to Leslie's shining example. I'm really her junior. I feel like when people see me, they see her, whether they realize it or not. In addition to the principles she gave him to live with, the choice to take his mom's advice and abstain from letting anyone else
21 ain't so hard, hey. Why you got a 12 car garage, hey? Why all these niggas call, hey? Cause they pussy in them hot, hey. Grew up in the streets without no heart, hey. That shit go, bro. That was first 21 when we first got to know this nigga, bro. That shit, I might have to listen to that shit again. That's a throwback for real.
own his masters would pay off in 2023 when he sold a portion of his publishing catalog to Shamrock Holdings for $70 million. Now leading the charge for hip-hop production once again, Metro is in a position where he can keep doing what made his mom and his loved ones so proud. And by the looks of it, that's exactly what he's focused on going forward.
What do I want Metro Boomin's legacy to be? I want it to be just known in the undisputed fact that I put 1,000% of my effort in every time. No matter the result, you know, and you could hear and tell, like, yo, there's effort and thought into this. I more than anything, I want my legacy to be somebody who inspired a lot of others. You're young, you're watching this, or even if you're not young, you're watching this, I'll say, stay down, run your own race. Keep your morals intact, just stay down and be patient. I promise that it's the patience.
For real. The patience, the consistency, and I mean, all that other shit, it'll fall into place, but yeah, for sure. I'm gonna end it off right here, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, bro. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new, man. It's the hottest, most latest nigga on the tube. You know what I'm saying? It's your man Suave. Let me get up out of here, all right? I'm gonna see you on the flip side. Yiddy!